Hey everybody. So I am continuing my bird process here. So what I did is I went ahead and added the little beak and cut this part here. So basically it's going to be something like this. And then I can blend in the head with the body, with the rest of the body. And I stuffed the paper inside. And I have my spray bottle here that I can just keep on spraying as I go because I don't want it to dry. And for the ones that don't know, this is the bird that I am doing. It's a real pretty bird that's gonna go on the mug. So here's my ball of clay. And I am starting my pinch pot. Opening it up. And I forgot to tell you the clay that I'm using. It's a cone 5-6 clay called Dark Star from Kentucky Mud Works. And I'm really in love with this clay. I just started recently, maybe a month or two ago, where I tested. So it's got speckles on it. They are shiny. I believe I put it on a video earlier when I was testing it. But yeah, it's not quite like the brown speckled brown clay that I was used to. So this is more like a creamy white. And it's actually this clay right here. Let's see if I can, without making a mess. It's this clay. See the speckles, and it's a real creamy color. Very kind of warm color clay. Very nice. And it's a very nice clay for throwing, carving. I haven't really found anything that is bad about it. So I've been using that one recently, and also another one called, the name of the other one? Oh, White Bear. So they're both from Kentucky Mud Works because my local pottery ceramic supplier they're carrying it now. So I decided to give it a try, and I'm glad I did, because I will be buying some more. It's a very nice clay for everything. I'm trying to see if I can view my own video. So right now I have my iPhone zoomed into my work, and I have my iPad in front of me. And if you guys know of a way that I can see, because it's hard for me to look up and do my work at the same time, if you guys have any questions. But the thing is that I have my iPad here and I can't see my own video. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I guess I have to do a little research on that. So basically, and this is all going to be carved afterwards to add more details. So this is the basic form that I want. It might be a little bit too big, but, and trying to make it a little thinner. And if it starts getting too big, I will cut some of this clay just like I did with the head. I don't do much pinch pot like I explained on my video prior to this one. I used to just do like a wheel throne form for birds. And on this one, I decided to do it just using pinch pot. Or you can do it, you can start from a solid piece and then you carve the insides. So there are so many ways to go about doing something like this. So I think what's going to happen here is I'm going to start shaping the tail a little more. Hope you can see what I'm doing here. Just kind of stretching the clay. Because I think the body was a little bit too big. I have to keep in mind that this is going to go on a mug, so can't make it too huge or it won't fit. Okay, so if I can stretch it a little more. See, I thought at first I had it too small and then I added some more tissue. And now I think it's too big. So there's always adjustments to be made as you do it. And that's what I was explaining. If you throw as a little bottle, the neck of the bottle becomes the tail of your bird. So that works also. And it's kind of like side, a little bit on the side here. So what I'm gonna do is cut part of this when it goes on the side of the mug. So this gets attached. I'm gonna cut this to fit the profile of the mug. So that is his tail. And on the next video that I'll do, because I'm probably gonna use my heat gun to make this dry a little quicker. And then I'll show you how I'm gonna attach that to the mug and then start carving, because once it starts being more like leather hard, my mug right now is leather hard. So I want this to be about the same dryness as the mug, and then I can start carving. And then I'm gonna mark where the wings are going to be. So let's see, because it is kind of like on the side. So this will be kind of like the middle of his back, and this will become his wing. And then I start adding a little bit more clay here to make the wings, but the indent of the back where the two wings meet right here. Kind of like that. Okay, so this is the part that I'm going to attach. So I think I'm going to take this piece of paper out. Just score a little bit. Both parts are still pretty wet, so pretty sure it's not gonna be an issue attaching it, but now how to position this. I'm gonna start blending. At first I'm just using my fingers and then I'll start using some of my tools. But just for blending right now, just using my fingers. So when you're doing something like this, you just have to look at your picture now and see how, I think I need to add a little bit more clay here just to add more volume on the wing. Need to take some of these out. So that's when you start making some adjustments. That's when things start taking shape and you start actually seeing what you're making coming to life, I guess. So I'm going to remove this for now just so I can blend in the head. So because I want it to be all one piece, I just removed that, and I'm always trying to think, how can I make this piece as light as possible, right? And this is what I was telling you. Some of these tissue sticks to the mug. I mean, sticks to the clay, and I don't bother trying to remove that. That's all gonna burn during the firing. So now I'm just blending in. If you guys can see the inside of his neck. And I think right now it's probably about 1/8 of an inch thick, the work here. It might get a little thinner. You just have to feel when you're pinching it to see if it's even, but it's almost impossible to make it all the way around even. I know on my other one, once I had it against the mug, I had to add a few pieces of clay. So um, yeah, most part of this bird is gonna be cut off, like right here. I just have to wait until it hardens a little bit so I can put against the mug and you know it's gonna have like that round profile. So I have to look at it from here and think, you know, kind of eyeball it and see where I'm gonna cut. And then you just score and place it in. But remember that the bird is not completely on the side, so it's almost like he's a little bit kind of like this. Maybe I should tilt his head a little bit this way. So it's going to be kind of like that. Maybe I should go ahead and cut part of this, be shorter in one side more than the other. So I went ahead and cut this part. So I think that helps more now to visualize how it's going to be placed on the mug. I am going to go ahead and add, see if I can add a little bit. It's all like blending. When you start blending the clay, then you can really see. I'm looking at the picture at the same time that I'm adding here. And oh, I just found out this part here is a little bit too thick. So if when you're done with your basic shape like that, if you find that there are places that are too thick, I'm gonna go with my carving tool and carve a little bit on the inside to make it thinner. But let me see, looking at that, looking at my picture, I'm gonna score just a little bit. Because this part sticks out. Yeah, this sticks out a little bit from the body, so. Amazing once you start blending things and how starting to take shape. And I won't bother doing this side because that's going to be against the mug. I like my little, where is it? I like to use this shaper. It's one of those rubber shapers. I use this a lot when I'm sculpting. And I use these sets, and I think I've put the link before on my videos. These are the cheap sets that you buy on Amazon, like for fondant. And you can start, I can start just making some marks here, not really carving, but just to kind of visualize what's gonna look like. But these are great. These are great tools. I use them a lot. So you really don't have to spend a whole lot of money to start sculpting things. And this one also, because this one I can, let me see, making some marks here where the wings are, define a little more. And then this part's gonna be all carved. Can puff it out a little more from the inside out. All I'm doing is pushing it out. Maybe I'll push this one a little more. I really don't think I'm gonna see much of this wing at all. Looking at the picture, you see just a little piece here. So I might add just a little, just part of the wing, just very little. But most of it is on this side. And then what I make sure also once I put it on the mug is that this side here of the tail is attached also to the mug, so that every part of this that would be more fragile, the tail, it's attached at least in one side of the mug. So I'm gonna wait until this firms up a little more. And then we're going to continue on to attaching this to the mug. So I am gonna use my heat gun to dry a little bit more, but it's basically the basic shape of the bird. So it's really going to change once I start adding more details. I have to add the eyes and the feathers. So